Good morning, good afternoon, hello. It is winter here in Toronto. Today, Sakuramai performed at Momiji, which is a community living center, community care house on the east side of Toronto in Scarborough. In the warmer months, and fall, spring, I really have it ingrained in like my way of being and my identity that I walk everywhere. I want to see the city. I want to be around all the action. And in the winter, I got hit hard. There was a couple of days last week where I left my house planning to go somewhere up to walk there, and I turned around. But this winter is really cold, and I've decided to lean into this experience. So I've been taking the streetcar and buses a lot of places and using that as my motivation to go out. Like today's the perfect example. Maybe if you take the subway every day, you don't want to hear this, but I loved it. I had a great time. I sat down, I was comfy, and because we were heading out of the city, there was plenty of seating. I took TTC all the way to Kennedy Station. If you live in Toronto or you live in the GTA, you know that the subways are evolving, and I believe the Kennedy Station is supposed to open next year, which will be great. When that new line opens, there'll be a lot more stops and it'll be a lot easier to get around. Momiji is a beautiful building. It looks like it's from Ontario, but I think they did a really good job of making it look Japanese in a very practical way. As you go in, you see like shoji style walls. The floor is this beautiful like light wood. The ceilings are really high, and there's a lot of symmetry and structure in the architecture. It's really beautiful in a very bright and calm way. I felt really happy being in that building, and I'm really happy that the people that live there get to live in such a beautiful place. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi. We're at Momiji and we're going to perform for the holiday concert. How are you guys feeling today?
That's right. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. So great. We performed and we did 2 songs. We did Hifumi and we did Street of the Soran. It was my first time ever performing Hifumi. There was a part at the start where I like blanked for a second, and I still remembered it in the end. But it's funny when you have that rush of adrenaline, even if I don't feel nervous, there's still this like adrenaline that kicks in to give you the energy to do a performance and stand in front of people. And sometimes that can cause your memory or your muscles or just parts of yourself that normally function a certain way, they just don't function the way they normally do because your body's not operating the same way it normally is. It was a very welcoming, calm, sweet event, and it was so fun to see people dancing along and reacting to us when we were dancing. I loved seeing the other performers. We saw a group do Seicho Naruko Odori, which is like the original Yosakoi song, but they did it like a completely different choreography than I've ever seen. You know the part where we're like da 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 da, and they were like da 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 da.
Like a child in wild anticipation, long to hear that all
That's one of the things about performing that I think is really good for people, is it gives you a chance to use your brain and your energy in this like fleeting, difficult, maybe even scary scenario that is also really satisfying and happy and fulfilling to be able to do. For me, I can't think of another time when I'm so focused but peaceful. I don't feel scared, but I also have a ton of adrenaline, and I feel like that has to do something for you, right? That has to be good for you in some way. At least I feel like it's good for me. Good job, everybody. Yay! Good job.
It was such a good experience.
We just finished our performance at Momiji, and we actually just talked to some ladies who were dancing in the crowd, and we thought they knew the dance. No, they were just ready.
They just love Yosakoi.
Yeah, and they were like following us, and we thought they knew it. So good job, everybody. That was so cute and so fun.
Great.
Yay! Yay! Okay, I'm gonna eat
Did you
my.
get clips of the other performance?
I did, yeah.
I love them. They were so good. Oh my gosh.
That's the first time I've seen that version of Stage.
I think they maybe, I don't know if they choreographed it themselves.
Yeah, I feel like they changed stuff, right? It's like
Well, that's the
so
thing. In
good.
Koichi, teams were doing that, and they were just doing like different dances to the music, and then they started making their own music and changing it completely.
True.
So that
Yeah.
that could have been some like old teams version of Koichi.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you from just doing your own.
Yeah, that might have actually been a team's version from Koichi from like years ago.
I love it.
Yes,
This was a really fun year for the team. I think we were able to accomplish a lot of the things that we wanted to. We had quite a few new members join us. We got to perform at our like favorite classic places like the Burlington Sakura Festival or Cherry Blossom Festival and Japan Festival Canada, and those are ones I look forward to every year. And we also traveled together to Lethbridge in Calgary, Lethbridge in Alberta, and went to the International Yosakoi Festival there. I am loving embracing the homebody spirit, and at the same time still having some fun things to go do that I get to take transit for. We also got new costumes that we wore today. It was so cute today because we could wear, you know, our Sakuramai shirts with the costume. And on the topic of shirts, we had new merch this year, and it's been really fun to be able to rep the team in that way. Is it messy in there? Don't look. Let's get unready. I just stuck these earrings on with lash glue, and they work pretty well. I need to drink water. I haven't eaten enough and I'm really dehydrated, so you know, like when that happens and your brain just stops functioning, that's how I feel. But first things first, I'm going to just take off makeup, change, and just get like settled in, and then we'll replenish and revitalize. I've been wearing hair clips a lot lately because I don't get a headache. You know, like when you wear a ponytail, sometimes you can get a really bad headache from like the tension. I'm gonna wash everything off. I have Clinique take the day off. They actually stopped selling this in Canada. They sell like a charcoal version now, which I haven't tried, but the reviews do not seem promising. As the winter is here, everything gets so dry and cold, and oh, I forgot something, but I'll just do it now. I have this salicylic acid body serum, but I just use it everywhere, and it's like it's just liquid, right? And so I was having a hard time like putting it on me because I would like have liquid and then try to like put it on, but it would just drip. So I took the cap from something else and put it on here, and now I can just oh my god. I'm not usually talking when I do that. Okay. Oh, wait a sec. At this time of year, you know, like I budget for the year, and that's everything, like food, activities, hobbies. So I'm just using what I have and trying to like make it work for me, make it a little more fun. Like how cute is that? To me, it's very cute. Trying to do things that make myself feel better. So can you tell my eyebrows look a little different? One of the things is like I want to try to sleep more, but also feel cute, and just like do things that make my routine easier. I laminated my eyebrows myself 2 days ago, and you know what? I'm actually pretty pleased with them. If you've never seen laminated brows, this is what they're supposed to look like when they were all spiky like that. I think. I had them professionally laminated for the first time this year, and I have never liked my brows before that. And I got them laminated, and I was like, I love my eyebrows. So I'm willing to take a risk on brows and just do it myself and see what's possible. But so far, I really like how they look. They will calm down a little bit, you know, over the next few days. And then more. And then more after that. And then I also cut my bangs myself. It's one of those things where I'm torn, right? Where I'm like, maybe the kindest thing to do for myself would be to have a professional cut my very short bangs. But then I also know myself well enough to know that like I will be okay with them looking a little funky if I do it myself, and then I just get the immediate result. And then in the new year, when my budget for haircuts resets, for the next year, I will at some point get a professional to do them. Oh yeah. Another example of making things more fun and cute for myself is I have this sunscreen that is actually like that size, but I couldn't get the rest of it out, and I want to finish it as much as I can, so I just cut it so I can scoop out the rest. Then I can just put it back together, and so cute, right? I've eaten, and now I have the best possible combo. I have a mug of hot water and a mug of coffee. We're halfway through December, and normally we really don't have performances at this time of year. Things are slowing down and we are typically practicing for dance, but not exactly ramping up to something new. And I think this event was really nice because it was an event. We wanted to do our best. We put on a performance, but it was also much more of a like community feel. So it felt like, you know, we're here to perform for people, to like be part of this really fun concert. We saw hula, ukulele, like a ukulele soloist, and then a group. There was koto, there was other dancing. There was a lot of things, and I didn't even end up seeing everything because we had to get stuff ready. Everyone was really good, first of all. And there were soloist singers. That has to be the scariest thing. It's like sing solo a ballad. I can't imagine anything scarier than that. This year for Christmas, I feel very chill. I'm looking forward to being indoors, having some fun, playing some Mario Kart and video games, and spending some nice quality time with people. This event was the perfect way to end the year of 2025. Doing dance or doing Yosakoi really structures my life and gives me routines and things to do in my daily life that make me feel good. I want to be able to dance, and so to do that I want to be strong. So like this year I definitely could tell my back got a lot stronger because I put a lot of effort into that. Or even like my shoulders and back got a lot stronger because I put a lot of effort into that in the gym to be able to do any movement easily. And my balance has gotten a lot better. I did classes like yoga classes and other types of balance classes, and that has also made me feel really strong and more capable. And I do those things because they're good for me and I enjoy them. And Yosakoi and dancing is not necessarily the only goal, but it is a really good marker and a good way of seeing my accomplishments and seeing my progress over the years. I want to perform because I find it really fulfilling and fun. I talk about Yosakoi a lot because it's my hobby. I love to watch performances online. I love to follow people on Instagram who are Yosakoi photographers. And it's been a way for me to meet people who I wouldn't have met otherwise in Toronto, who are now my close friends. What is unique to me about Yosakoi is that it's meant to be like interactive. Not literally that like, okay, I'm gonna give you something, you give it back to me like an audience member, but it's meant to be something where you're focusing your energy and your performance energy on the people watching and they're giving it back to you. I was really moved by a lot of the performances. I think when we think of like singers and dancers, we think of maybe like talent, you know, like talent competition shows or like music videos, or sort of the most I guess media focused version of what that is. Ultimately, when you're sitting in a room and someone's on stage, it's about their presence and the energy and the personality that they bring to it. And everyone who performed today was so good, and you can also tell they do those arts. They do the dancing or singing or play an instrument because it is something that they find really fulfilling, that they put a lot of work into, and then being able to see somebody showcase that work is really special. And when an audience is really supportive and happy to have someone perform, the rest of the audience feels that, and it does create sort of a feeling that's bigger than the sum of its parts. It's a really happy and wonderful experience. So I'm really grateful that I got to do this performance. I didn't know what it would be like, and it was the perfect way to wrap up this year of dance and feel in the holiday spirit. It's 3 p.m. It feels like the end of the day to me, so I'm gonna drink some more coffee, do some stuff, and I will see you soon. Bye.